What is up, you guys? You're listening to the newest episode of the Triple Thrift podcast. My name is Josh, also known as Harry Tornado, and I'm here with my two best friends in the entire world, Drew Profit Monsters and Joey Bada Bing 22. This podcast is all about YouTube and reselling. We're all YouTubers and we're all resellers, and we're just kind of sharing our stories as we go about the business and make mistakes and learn stuff. We want to get together once a week and share them with you guys, and like I said, talk about our mistakes and what's actually working for us in our business, what we're selling, what we're buying, just how we're going about things. And let's start out by giving, I guess, a synopsis of our weeks so far, and with reselling and YouTube. Joey, you wanna jump in here first?
Dude, Josh, I got my chair and I set it up. I made a YouTube video about it, and I'm sitting in it right now, and we look awesome sitting in it. Thank you so much, Josh. And I made a YouTube video, and it's flying. It's at like 3,400 views right now. It's like I'm beyond words. Like I'm just so happy. Like I just want to thank you so much, Josh. Like for
Absolutely.
everything. Like it's just so.
If you're listening to this podcast and you don't know what Joey's talking about, he and I, well, Drew was in there too, but we did a 6-hour live stream on my YouTube channel the very last day of 2020. And as a payment for Joey's 6 hours of his time, I bought him an office chair because the one he had was just a $8 Goodwill special and did not look very comfortable at all. So now we have matching chairs. And Drew, you're going to get a matching chair eventually, right?
Yes, sir. So what's going on, everybody? Thanks for listening to the podcast. So I found the exact same one on Facebook Marketplace for $75, same color and everything. And I messaged the guy, and I guess I missed it by like 2 people. There were 2 people ahead of me. And then I found another one in blue on Facebook Marketplace this weekend for $50, and I missed it. The person actually never responded back to me, so I'm pretty disappointed, but I am determined to find one. If not, I'll buy one on Amazon soon. So, but yeah, it was awesome to see all the chat people in that live just going crazy about the chair. Like you put up the screen of you going on Amazon and picking out the color, and everybody wanted Joey to get the pink one. It was like $75 more or something, and you guys ended up just getting the white one to match. And then Joey put out the video of getting it and building it. So it's just really cool to see, like, especially when the viewers are watching and leaving comments saying things like, it's so cool to see your guys' friendship grow, and just people being friends with each other in the reselling community and doing nice things for each other. So I love being a part of that, and I love being friends with you guys.
Aw, you're gonna make me cry.
I love you so much.
Love you so much. Yeah, I love it, man. Like, I mean, literally a year ago, like none of us knew each other, and now we talk all the time. We do a podcast together. You guys drove to South Carolina to visit me late at night. It's just crazy how fast you can build relationships with people online. I feel like we talked about that last week a little bit, but I don't know. I just love it, man. YouTube has totally changed my life in many ways, but definitely the friendships that have come about because of YouTube is probably one of the best parts for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm definitely determined, like in the future. I don't know exactly when, but I definitely want to visit more resellers and YouTubers. Maybe not the exact same way we did with you, like as a surprise, maybe more planned out, but just some really cool people that I've met online that I just want to meet in person, like Dean and Melinda from Hustle and Hooks. I want to stand next to Dean because he's like 6'11". He wears a size 15 shoe, like I just want to stand next to him and give him a big hug. Yeah. My friend Bob Dabra on Instagram, he's just become a really good friend to me. And there's so many more, but I don't want to keep listing off people. But Alex Find and Flip in Miami, I want to meet him too. Mm-hmm. Some really cool people I met on Instagram as well that have just like really just been really friendly with me, and I've just connected with on like an entrepreneurial level. And I don't have a lot of close friends that I can relate to with that kind of stuff because, we've gone to church together, we went to school together, and, I just know them as my friends, but not as like business people or entrepreneurs or, resellers for that matter. So it's just really cool to meet new people, and I'm determined to maybe this year, if COVID clears up a little bit, I definitely want to do some of that, and maybe even with Joey. So we've talked about going to 1 or 2 places together. I want to go to Alaska, see Anfisa, Far North Thrift. So
we got to bring Josh. What are you talking about? We got to go, all 3 of us. We'll meet up in a car.
If we go to Alaska, we're definitely going, all three of us.
Yeah.
I
Road
want to
trip.
meet Tim Osborne. I feel like that would be a really cool person to meet as well.
Yeah.
But anyways, how was your guys' week? In sales, returns, like what's going on?
My week was pretty good. I made my video on Friday. I think I'm basically making like not quite daily content, but like the videos that I make are made that day. So Thursday sales were almost $500, but after taxes, fees, shipping, cost of goods, I think I made like $160 in profit for the day, which was still really good considering. Um, I guess I'm a pretty small reseller. Like I think my 90-day total was about $15,000. So there's plenty of people making a lot more money than me. But for the amount of time and effort that I put into listing and selling on eBay, I'm really happy with the amount of money I'm making. And $160 a day is probably above average for me. So that was a really good day. I don't think I had any crazy high sales. I did sell both of the Guitar Hero guitars that I listed in the live stream that I listed with you guys
Mm-hmm.
Let's
last
go,
last, last
baby.
Monday.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
let's go. I've got one more guitar Xbox 360 one that I haven't listed yet, and it's got like the sticky handle thing. So I got to figure out how to clean that. But things are moving. YouTube's going well. I was kind of worried because YouTube pays really, really well in like November, December, and then usually there's a steep drop off in AdSense for January. Um, and I saw a little bit of a drop off, but things are starting to pick up again. I'm definitely starting off 2021 on the right foot with YouTube. See if we
Mm-hmm.
can keep this thing going. I like the daily videos, like the daily vlog style. I feel like it gives my viewers like a look into my business, like how I'm doing things.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're literally just filming yourself running your business, you don't have to script anything or think about what you're filming. You just turn the camera on and show people what you're doing on a daily basis. And that makes for easy to create videos, but also generally pretty interesting videos because people that are if people aren't watching my videos if they're not interested in reselling generally. Some of them might not be resellers, but most people are interested in it. So it's working out for me pretty well.
Yeah, I'm very interested watching you. Just you as yourself, I just like I said, I say this to a lot of people, with Drew and you, like without eBay, YouTube or anything, like you guys are like such good friends to me. And like I just enjoy that and I would always watch you no matter what, whatever you do, like
Yeah.
reselling, daily vlogs, I don't care. I'm watching you. So um but my sales were really good this week. I sold a Nintendo 3DS for $159.99, free shipping. I found a bunch of GameCube games at a Goodwill. I was about to leave, and they rolled out another like dolly, and I found like 4 GameCube games. It was like Resident Evil, Veronica X. I sold that for $99. Um,
Yo.
yeah, it was
Wow.
crazy. And then biggest thing for me this week, Josh was he put out a video with like merch and stuff. And this is my first time I'm talking about it. I was waiting until to, finally get a shirt in, but I'm just super excited to talk about it. I can't hold it in no more. But I made a t-shirt and Josh helped me. But it's awesome. I really like it. Josh was the first one to order one, and then my girlfriend ordered one. And then I actually sent out one to Colby. You know Colby, Josh and Drew, right? He's usually in
Big
the
Chief
chats.
Thrifts.
Yeah. He's the
Yeah.
one that made the mailman, like the mailman truck for
Yeah.
on the shirt. So I was like, I reached out to him and I said, hey, what size are you? I'm so thankful for you making this logo for me. I'm probably gonna have it forever. What's your size? Can I please send this out to you? And he's like, dude, you don't have to do that. And I'm like, no, I'm just so thankful for you. And
Yeah.
he sent out his size and his address, and I sent that out to him. It's getting like made and stuff. So I guess what does
Yeah.
it take, like about a week for it to come, or?
Uh, it depends. Like this time of year, they're not too busy. Joey and I both use a website called Printful to do like print on demand T-shirts. Basically, you can just design your T-shirt, multiple different colors, different sizes, and then link it in your eBay store. And when somebody buys it from eBay, the company like prints that one individual shirt and sends it out to them. That way, you don't have to like if you want to sell T-shirts, you don't have to go to a T-shirt printing company and buy like 100 of them and hope you sell 50 to make your money back. And then, so I don't know. I like print on demand, but generally, I think shirts are printed and shipped out within 3 to 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
I've had some people buy shirts from me last week, and they were already shipped out on like Saturday. So that was only like
Nice.
2 days. So it doesn't take too long.
So
That's
I'm
cool.
super excited. I can't wait to like finally get Destiny's, because I didn't even order one for myself yet, but Destiny ordered one, and I wanted to make a video about it and just like show it to everyone. Like Josh says, like we're only making like $3 off of it, but it's just so
Yeah.
cool that I have my own T-shirt. Like I just think that's awesome. So I'm
I
excited.
like the design.
Yeah.
I like how it turned out. It's pretty cool. Drew, you got to get some merch, man.
Look at him smirking.
If I do merch, I have two strategies. The first one is they're going to be way obnoxious, like my YouTube little icon picture. I don't know what it's called, like the one with the purple background, me
Yeah.
holding
yeah.
my face and screaming. But it's going to be a jumbo print of my face, and that's all. That's all it's going to be. It's not going to say anything. And then, or I'm gonna make like encouraging, motivating shirts, kind of like what you have with the support your friends. So
Yeah.
I'm like deciding, I definitely don't think I'm at the point where my audience is really engaging with my stuff enough where it's worth it for me to put the time in. Maybe when I hit like 10K subs, maybe
Mhm.
I'll do something and just like give away some for fun as a joke and then see if it pops off. But I don't really have any desire to do merch at this point because I'm just so busy with reselling. It's not something I want to put any effort into at the moment.
It was
But
very simple. It was
I've had a
very
couple people
simple.
tell me, I know
Sorry.
it's simple, but it's not really my forte. Like I owned a t-shirt company when I was in college, and
Yeah.
I was responsible for like the printing and the selling and all that. So it's way different, but it's just like I have a certain way that I would want to go about it, but maybe in the future for me. Uh, so, but
Drew's just focused on the profits from his flea market finds. You just posted the video. I don't want to give it away, but what was some cool stuff you found at the flea market this weekend?
Yeah, so real quick before the flea market, I just wanted to say, like, I sold almost every Guitar Hero guitar. Actually, I sold every Guitar Hero guitar that I listed on Joey's Live on Monday,
That's
and I
awesome.
listed like 12 of them. So Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I had like 7 or 8 of them sold, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I sold like the last couple. So, but Guitar Hero stuff, man, if you guys aren't picking it up, it's a bolo and it sells fast. And Tim Osborne to Thrift actually has put out a great video about how to test them on your computer. So you don't even need all the video game consoles to test
It's
them.
only the ones with the USB that you can test on the computer, right?
Correct. So anything wired or anything wireless with a dongle. But if it's a wireless one that does not require a dongle, then I'm not sure how that one will work. But anything that's wired, because they have breakaway cables that turn into USB, or you can plug in the dongle to the USB. So, but yeah, so I put out a flea market video, and I actually just premiered it right before we started recording this. And so I had a really good day. I found some really cool stuff, and I got a couple vintage jackets. But the best item that I found was this Funai, Funai. It is a DVD VCR recorder combo unit, and I love picking these things up. And this is the most expensive one I've ever found out in the wild. They wanted $55 for it. I offered, well, I should do it like Gary Vee. They wanted $55. He didn't get it.
Didn't get it.
I gave him 40 and they accepted, or offered 40, they accepted. And the comps, mine has the remote and the original manual. And the comps with the remote and manual are like well over $300. So
Used?
used, yeah, pre-owned.
Yeah.
New they're selling
Dude,
for
you
like,
should check Amazon.
I was gonna say I might give it
But
to you to send into Amazon for me.
I'm gonna look at it. Do you have the model number?
Yeah. Hold on
I'll
just a
look it
second.
up for you. I'm
Yeah.
gonna use this as an example to show you how much money you're missing out on. Because
Yeah,
the
that's great.
Magnavox combo units that they're the gray and they're not the recorder. They're just like the players. And I find those at the bins all the time. And on eBay, you'll get $40-$50 plus shipping, as long as they work. I instead of selling on eBay, I sent mine into Amazon FBA last week. It got scanned in and sold the very next day for it sold for $139. And after that, I got like 120 after fees. So that's more than double what I would get
That's
from
nuts.
eBay.
That's
I'm
nuts.
definitely going to work on getting my Amazon account fixed this week. That's a big goal of mine. It is the Z as in zebra, V as in Victor, 427FX4, and the brand is Funai, Funai. and it has the remote and the manual, and it's in excellent condition. It was like never used. The only thing
Yeah.
it's missing is the original box. But on eBay, there's only like one listed original in box. I think open box for like $5.99 or $6.99. It's crazy.
Any
But I
sold?
guess it has some really good features like HDMI plug-in in the back and some stuff like that that the older ones don't have, I guess. But
Any solds, Drew?
tons of solds, yeah. So there's comps anywhere from like $4.99 to $110 is like the cheapest one.
Okay. So Funai CV427FX4 VCR DVD combo unit. Sales rank on Amazon is 65,220, which
That's
the
really
one
good.
that's really really low. Okay. I can sell it in used condition. Let me see. Okay, Amazon FBA. The lowest price is $561.46. FBA fee is $59.87, so you'd make $501.59, and it would sell instantly. It would sell within 2 days,
Gosh.
guaranteed.
So
Send
You
it.
can I
should actually
Send
send
it.
it to me,
can I
and
Send
ship
it.
can I ship it to you?
yeah, dude, I'll send it to FBA for you.
Oh, dude, let's go, baby.
Well, I can actually probably just like make a label for it, and just send you the label, and you send it in,
Okay,
and
There you
then
go.
when it
that would
sells,
be crazy, dude. $500.
for used, like it's
And you bought
crazy.
it for 40, right, Drew?
I paid $40 for it. Yeah.
That's crazy, man. I need to look at. I have a Funai in my garage, but like I don't know if the heads, like the DVD portion works, but the VCR only plays in black and white. Like it plays fine, but only in black and white. I don't know if the heads are dirty or what. It's weird, but I don't know the model number. I just know it's a Funai and it's a DVD recorder. So now I'm curious. $515, man. It's crazy.
Wow.
I was just telling
That's the lowest price.
That's the lowest. That at
What's the
that price it would.
highest?
Uh, let me see. Go to offers.
I almost actually, while you're looking that up too, I passed it. Like in my flea market, there's an outdoor section and an indoor section. And most of the time, I get all my good finds in the outdoor section because the indoor is like vacuum sellers and like just random people, beef jerky booths that are like always there. So I
Mhm.
normally don't find a lot of good stuff on the indoor section, but I like to walk around just in case. And I walked past this aisle and didn't even see it at first. And I was literally about to leave. I kid you not. I was literally about to leave. I walked out the side door to go to my car. And I was like, you know what? Let me just walk back towards my car through the inside just to make sure and like look again. And I don't know why, but it must have been God or something telling me to go back inside because I opened the door to the aisle and it was the first lady right there where I saw, and it was $55 originally. I'm like, man, that's a lot for a combo unit. And then I
Mhm.
looked it up and man,
Turns
I
out
was
it was
like,
a steal.
$200. That's a great profit. So 500.
So
Let's
it
go.
gets better. Okay, so when you ask what the lowest, there's 5 available on Amazon. The lowest is 561.46, but that seller only has 52% positive feedback, and I have 100% positive feedback on Amazon right now because
Wow.
I've only had like 3 total feedback, and everybody's been positive. If people like struggle with getting feedback on eBay, but like if on Amazon, if you get 5% of your customers leaving you feedback, that's good. Like people just do not leave feedback on Amazon. So that's 561. The next highest is 658, and they have 96% positive feedback.
My gosh.
So let's see. Let me see if I
Can
can change
people
this.
make offers on Amazon?
No,
And do those units, does it say if it comes with the remote and manual or is it just the unit?
generally they're just the unit. It doesn't include the remote and manual. So I would probably sell the remote and manual separately on eBay and just send the unit to Amazon by itself. So if you sell it for 658, which is matching the lowest price, not including that seller with 56% positive feedback, it would sell for 658. Fees would be 67.59, and
Oh
the net
my
profit
God.
would be 590.41.
Guys, I got dollar signs in my eyeballs.
Me too, man. Split that
Holy
fish.
smokes.
I'm telling you, dude, Amazon for VCR, even if you only sell your VCRs and Guitar Hero guitars, dude, like what's one of the Guitar Hero guitars you sold? Like the like the wireless Les Paul?
I mean, I sold a bunch of them, but like, let me look at um, this one is Xbox 360 Harmonix Fender XBG TS2-A.
Wait. I was I wasn't okay. What was it? Harmonix?
Yeah, this is a Fender Stratocaster for Xbox 360. It's a wireless one that does not need a dongle. The model number is XBG TS2-A. I guess we're all getting a lesson in Amazon today on this podcast, guys. But I mean, this just goes to show, like, I know that Walter Blake Noblock was talking about this in his live with Josh a while ago about how much money people are missing out on Amazon. And like, sometimes you just don't think about it because you're so busy running your eBay business or your Poshmark business that you don't realize you're leaving money on the table, which is why I encourage cross-listing so much, because sometimes you sell stuff on a platform. I could list something on Mercari and it could sell in 2 days and it could have been listed on eBay for 6 months. You just never know. Or even like a lot of the Guitar Hero guitars, I sold on Facebook Marketplace with shipping and there was no fees. So like I think 7 of the 12 guitars I sold were sold through Facebook Marketplace. Full price sales, no offers, no questions asked. And with Facebook Marketplace, you don't have to put in, height, weight, dimensions, anything. You just put in 2 to 5 pounds, and Facebook gives you an automatic label that the buyer pays $12 for. So,
Dang, man. So
I sold it for $54.99 on eBay plus shipping.
Okay, so I can't find the exact one, but this one is the Harmonix, the Rock Band Harmonix, the wired one, not wireless.
Okay.
Rank is 34,000 in video games, so basically an instant seller, and lowest priced in used is 91.39. So after the fees are kind of expensive because shipping, so you'd net $60.55.
That's still more than it would sell for on eBay.
That's like selling it for like 70 plus shipping or so on eBay. I was looking when I just searched Rock Band, and I saw the Rock.
Oh, don't even tell me what a full set is selling for.
So just Rock Band 2 wired drum kit for Xbox 360, just the drums. There's only 3 listed. Sales rank is 30,000 in video games, and the lowest price is 185 just for the drums.
Oh my gosh, that's like what I sell a set of drums and guitar for.
Yeah. I'm telling like.
Well, I sell for about 200. If it's Xbox 360, sometimes 250. But still, I wonder. This is a good question again for Tim Osborne to Thrift, because he does sell on Amazon, and he's the king of hard goods. I wonder why he doesn't put more of that stuff on Amazon.
He should, dude. Like I can't. Like he sells a lot of stuff. But I do not want to be shipping out his orders. Like he's got to spend like 20 to 40 hours a week just packing all the stuff he sells. Like if he just packs everything, and he could send stuff in on pallets. You could send stuff to Amazon on the pallet for a couple $100, and then it's out of your hair,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Here's another bolo for you. I've seen a few people talking about these. I think the flipping accountant. I can't remember his actual name, but he goes by the
Justin?
flipping accountant. Mayty.
Yeah.
I think it's Justin.
He's been picking up a lot of like dance games. Like people are just getting, the country's starting to shut down again in certain places. So like Dance
Dance
like this is a copy of Dance Central 2 for Xbox 360, and on Amazon for Xbox 360, old game, Dance Central 2, it's selling for $34.75, which is crazy because I feel like you could walk into a GameStop and get that for like $5. So I don't know. I've seen him picking up some Dance Central 2020 for Nintendo Wii's at like Walmart for $15, and those are selling on Amazon for like $75.
Wow.
So I guess any kind of dance video game for any kind of system is selling for a ton of money right now.
All right, well, Amazon, watch out. I'm coming for you, 2021, baby.
Dude, with as much stuff as you sell, like imagine if you could just sell the same amount of stuff you're selling now, but increase your profits by like 30%.
Dude, that right there, just the DVD combo unit has given me the motivation to get my Amazon stuff set up, because I didn't think it was that big of a difference.
It is.
So
And
certain items,
combo units aren't something that like, I don't like. I saw Reezy post about he was doing like some FBA with Legos. Like Lego is one of the hardest things to get ungated on Amazon. Like it's super hard. But like combo units and stuff, that's one of the first things they unlock for you after you sell a couple used books.
That's really cool.
I've been unlocked for combo units for a long time, like a year and a half or so. I don't know, man.
Wow.
A lot of money in Amazon.
Yeah.
You
Joey,
do get returns.
how do you feel about all that, Joey? Like with Amazon, when you hear about those prices?
I It gets me really excited. I actually looked at it when I first started, like about a year ago, and I was looking in because I was watching videos on this guy and this girl on about Amazon and how they just ship everything to Amazon and
Hmm.
they have nothing to do with it after that. I feel like that's awesome for people who don't have the space or they don't want to buy a storage unit. I feel like that's awesome. I feel like that's in the position I'm in right now because I'm just in my house and I don't really have room. I'm starting to like run out of room. In my last video, it looks like I'm a hoarder, like you
Hmm.
know. So that's just in one of my spare bedrooms. So, you know, that's a really smart idea. I'm really gonna look into that. Me and Josh were talking about that before you jumped in, Drew. I have 5 VCRs and about 2 or 3 DVD combos that I just tested before I jumped on here, and they're all working, which is awesome. And he was just telling me like, you can sell them on eBay for $50 plus shipping, but you probably could sell it for 130 on Amazon, and it's out of your hair. You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
And they're gonna ship it. So
And the
I will
buyer
say,
pays shipping too.
yeah,
So
yeah, you don't have to worry about the buyer can be anywhere. It doesn't matter. I will say you do have to worry about the return rate on Amazon is a lot higher than eBay. I'd say I've sold probably 15 different combo units on Amazon, and I've had like 4 returns, which is a very high return rate for like the amount I've sold. But every one I've returned, there's nothing wrong with them. I think people just rent them, basically buy them on Amazon, use them to like the combo units that are recorders. They just use them to transmit their old VHS tapes to DVDs and then return it to Amazon. But I've always just been able to, I think 2 of them actually sent back to Amazon. And then the other 2 that were returned, I sold them on eBay. So either way, it's not like fraudulent returns. It's just higher returns than eBay. But the amount of money, extra money I made on the other 8 units that weren't returned was definitely worth it.
I personally would like to see how they put bubble wrap around it and how they package it, because usually when I get Amazon packages, they throw it in a
Mhm.
box and just put
Yeah.
tape around it, their tape. So like
I
I would
remember one of
really
them came back. It was like in a box that was like just way too big.
yeah,
There's like the
that's what I'm
meme, the
saying.
Amazon,
Yeah.
and they had like it was the combo unit was in this huge box with like 10 air bubbles. I'm like, how is this thing not broken? I do
Right.
not understand. Like, it wasn't wrapped at all. It was just a blank combo unit with like 10 air bubbles in a huge box.
Are you kidding? So how,
Yeah.
when you got it back, were the corners messed up? Like,
No, no. I think Amazon ships a little bit more gentler than like
gen-
US UPS.
right, right,
Gentler,
right, right.
gentler,
More
more
gentle.
gentle, more gentle.
I think from a strategic standpoint, I have no experience with Amazon, but just now that we're talking about it, it seems to me like, let's use this Funai DVD combo unit for example. It doesn't seem like somebody's going to buy a $500 or $600 combo unit that to return it when they could buy an Emerson combo unit for $69 or
Yeah,
$79, and do what they need to do and then return it, and it's not, you know, pulling out of their bank account so much money. So at least with this unit, I would say you would think any unit over around $150 or more, someone's actually looking to buy the unit versus, but that may not be the case. I don't know. But it just seems like from a strategic standpoint, that might be a
yeah,
$500 or $600 combo unit. Why would somebody spend that much money to
yeah.
use it and then return it? But way back when I first started my YouTube channel, one of the first things I tried was buying Amazon liquidation pallets from one of those wholesale.com websites. It was like amazonpallets.com or wholesale-liquidation.com. And I think I paid like $350 delivered to my door for like a pallet of um, it was, what's it called when it's like already listed for you, manifested.
Manifested.
So I paid up a little bit more than an unmanifested to know what I was getting, but it was like electronics and kids toys type stuff. And
Hmm.
if you go back and watch the video, like half of the stuff was just trash. It was open, it was wet, it was played with. There was like a 36 count Play-Doh, and you open them and they're all mixed together. And it's like someone had a birthday party. Their parents bought Play-Doh for all the kids to play with. After the birthday party, they shoved them all back in tubs and shipped it back to Amazon for a return. And
Hmm.
so that kind of made me salty a little bit for Amazon returns. But I also heard from somebody that if you buy the bigger ones, like the more expensive ones, like a $3,500, $4,000 Amazon pallet, you're
Yeah.
more likely to not have to deal with stuff like that. Um, for example, like my dad said, one of his neighbors does it, and they bought like a $4,000 Amazon pallet, and they got like 3 Peloton bikes and a bunch of other stuff. And the Peloton bikes are pretty much sold out on Amazon. Like you can't buy them.
Yeah.
And she locally sold all 3 of them in one day for like $2,500 each. And then, was already in the
Yeah, I mean,
profit.
it's just bigger risk, bigger reward. I see so many people get into the wholesale pallet thing and they buy the cheapest boxes, like $250 free shipping. I'm
Like
like,
what I did.
why are you surprised when you get garbage? Like that's
Yeah.
like the that's the scraps left over.
Yeah. I now that I think about it, like looking back on it, I probably would take a risk on a bigger one once I'm, debt free and I have like some extra funds to play with. But I just I don't know. It's a weird business model because you can get them manifested or unmanifested, and then you can get so many different types that you have to really know how Amazon works and how reselling works to know sell-through rates for some of these items and what your opportunity costs are for how much stuff is going to be damaged. I would much rather like to buy storage units and have like the treasure hunt than buy Amazon pallets. But if we're talking about making money, then I'd probably do the Amazon returns. But I just want to go to a Crazy Casboys or a Deal Time, once.
That's the way to do it, man. It's like buying pallets, but like you get to pick the best stuff. Like if something is broken or an open pack of Play-Doh, you can just leave it. So
Right.
I don't know. I love it. Like I went to Dream Deals this past Friday, and I'm making a video about it, but it was the best time because there weren't a ton of people there. Like it was kind of cold and rainy, so there's maybe 100 people in the store altogether, which is like the fewest amount of people I've ever seen on a restock day. A couple of my good like YouTube friends were there. Everybody was finding really good stuff. Everybody was like happy and just it was just a really, really fun time. And I found some good stuff. My friend Wyatt found it was like a plastic bag with like 2 Honeywell like thermometers, like thermostats.
Yeah.
And each one was selling for like $90, and there's 2 of them in the same bag. So he got both of them for just $6. I'm like, this is crazy, man.
Yeah.
Like the amount of profits at this store. And yeah, some weeks are a little bit drier than others, but I mean, you keep coming back because you find really, really good stuff.
Drew, I have a place. It's called Ben's Deals near me. So
why have you never made a video about it?
I can never go because I'm working, honestly.
You didn't
job,
work. You literally didn't work Friday, Saturday, or Sunday.
Yeah, but I was doing this chair took me alone like 3 hours to build because
3 hours?
I'm not a handyman. Like, and I build that shoe rack, and that was destroyed my life. Like, it was just, I don't know. I'm not a handy guy. I'm more of like, I played baseball my whole life, and that's all I know how to do. I can hit a ball farther than you, but like
all I know how to do.
What does hitting a baseball or building a chair have to do with you not going to the store? You could have woken up earlier, stayed up later.
No, I know.
Joey, I do think you should go to that store.
You had 3 days off, buddy. You could have built the chair at night and went to you guys can't see me, but I got a vein in the middle of my forehead popping up because I'm like, dude, I would have drove down there and went with you. We'll go together soon on your next day off.
Well, I have off Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, because it's Martin Luther King Day. So I have off Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So if you
Speaking of Martin Luther King Day, we're going to Disney, Joey. You guys want to go with us?
Dude, let's make it work. We'll talk after. Josh, you want to come?
I was waiting for my invite. I was like, what about me? I'll fly down.
You're always invited, Josh. You don't have to be asked.
I don't want to overstep.
You would never overstep. Not me. You'll never overstep me.
Guys, I have to say, I'm not let me tell you this. So I went to my friend's house this past weekend. We had a little get together, kind of like your New Year's party. Like I think there was like 8 of us there or whatever. And there was her neighbor's house, not really her neighbor, like a house across the street has been abandoned for like 10 years. Like probably even more than that, because her neighbor had moved in 10 years ago, and at that time the house was still abandoned. Apparently it's a bank-owned property, but they don't. The bank isn't trying to sell it. The bank's just holding on to it, but the house is like falling down. And there was a shed in the back that had like just jammed pack filled with stuff. Like, I mean, like a lot of it was junk, but just filled. And I was like, let's go take a look. And there was no signs on the house or anything. Like the next door neighbor, the guy that lived next to that was actually a police officer. And he was like, I don't go look, just see what's back there. So we went digging through the shed. I didn't go in the actual house, but it was awesome, man. Like there's so much. My uh, one of the guys with me found some SNES controllers, like 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I don't know if they're going to work, but just grab them. And there was like an old, like a workbench, and I opened the drawer, and the drawer was filled with remote controls. Like one of them was for the Magnavox combo units. There's the gray one that goes with the VCR that I just sold on Amazon.
Hmm.
I found this really cool like metal eagle thing, like kind of like a metal decorative. I think it was Sexton, SEXTON, made in USA. It was just really fun picking through. I felt like an episode of American Pickers or something,
That's
That's really
awesome.
cool.
I remember, I don't know, I've always been fascinated with like abandoned houses and like old dump sites, just seeing what kind of treasures you can find from places that people just don't care,
Mhm.
people that just going to tear it down. Like there was an old school, not an old school, just a school next to our house that they turned it into like a district office for a year, and then they moved, and then they just tore it down. And I'm like, what about all the stuff inside? Like everything, they just bulldozed the whole school. And I'm like, you can sell, like, it was an older school, so they had the old brass doorknobs on all the doors. I'm like, let me in there, let me get them and sell them on eBay. Like there's so much value in like just stuff that people, they'll tear down an old house without thinking about it. I'm like, what about the stained windows, or just the crown molding, or just, I don't know, there's so much value in stuff that people just don't appreciate. And just walking through that shed and seeing the old house, that everything had just been sitting there for over 10 years, and I'm like, man, this is so cool. Why do people just ignore this? And
People
Yeah.
they just don't see the value of something. They seen that they used it for 10 years and they're just like, oh, whatever, I'm just gonna throw this away.
yeah,
That's how my girlfriend's dad is. They threw away, they had a auction business, and I'm really upset that I wasn't a part of it, like, because they sold it. And I'm so upset because I just started reselling when they sold it. And I was like, man, if I knew, like, if I knew about this, I would have taken almost everything from you guys, but not like
yeah.
that. But they said they've thrown away DVD combo, VCR combo all the time. I'm like, oh my gosh,
I
I
want
could
to
have.
get with like I don't know, like maybe a local bank that does foreclosures, or like a clean out crew or something, because there's so many homes that get foreclosed on, or like evictions. I've
Right.
seen people get evicted, and like the property owner will just put their stuff, if they leave anything in the house, they'll put it out in front of the house. I think they have to give them like 24 hours, but they're not required to protect it from the weather. So like they'll just put out like an old stereo, or
Yeah.
huge piles of stuff. And I don't know. I
Who
feel
could
like there's a missed
who could you
opportunity there.
who could you contact? I'm sure Drew will
I'll,
probably
I'll,
know.
I'll tell you exactly who you can contact because I made a video about it, but neither of you guys would know about it because you don't subscribe to my channel. I'm just kidding.
I did.
But
I didn't watch Drew's video today, and he's very upset. Drew, I promise I'll watch it right after.
you were setting up the podcast. I'm just messing with you. I like giving you guys a hard time.
Love you so much.
Anyway, I put out a video probably a year ago, maybe even longer, about digging through an abandoned house, and it was disgusting. Like at the time, it was like infested with roaches and like all sorts of stuff, and it was like someone had lived there for 40 years and never taken anything out.
Hmm.
And it was gross. If you go back and watch the video, like you can see when I open the door, like the bugs are just falling from the top of the door and everything. And I like put on gloves and like big rain boots, and everybody was telling me I was crazy. But the treasure hunt just like was pulling me in so bad.
Yeah.
And I ended up only selling like one thing out of all of it because the house smelled so bad that I couldn't get the smell out of anything.
Hmm.
I had like 2 DVD combo units, and I actually had roaches in my car for like 3 to 5 months, and I couldn't get them out because there was like inside the DVD combo units, like one would crawl out and then get in my car, and I had to like bomb it and clean it out. It was crazy. I never
Oh
shared
my
all that on
gosh.
the
If
video,
that
but
ever happened to me, I would
I
do.
didn't realize like what happened is I would pick stuff that looked good. I would check it out. I would shake it off, or it was hanging in a closet or in a drawer. I'd wipe it off, and then I'd put it outside while I was picking through the rest of the stuff. And then before I blowed it in my car, I shook everything off again, and I didn't notice anything. But I guess, like, tucked away and whatever, like there was some
Yeah.
jewelry and some watches and some necklaces and stuff that I took, because I took them to a pawn shop to see if they were worth anything. And yeah, so I had some issues with my car there, but I got it all cleaned up, and it
Was it worth it? Did you do it again?
not that dirty of a house, no, but I would absolutely dig through an abandoned house like that again. And the
Yeah.
reason is because the guy that I made the connection with, he'll probably never listen to this podcast, but if he does, he's a great guy. His name's JJ. He was flipping houses, so he was buying houses that were bank owned or abandoned, and he was coming in with like his own crew of random people and revamping the houses. Like, I'm talking gutting it and redoing it, and he just had a knack for this. He'd buy a house for 40,000 and flip it for 120,000, and so he knew that I was starting to resell, and he basically said, "Hey, anything you want to come do, we have to throw all this stuff away. It's all going in a dumpster by tomorrow. So come take anything you want first, and then just give me a commission of the profits once you sell it." And so when Joey was saying, I wonder who you can contact either real estate agents who buy flip houses, or who work with investors who buy flip houses. And then you can either wholesale buy stuff from them or offer to help clean the house out in exchange for taking whatever you want, or things like that. But if you can find someone in your area that does house flipping and get into a connection with them, it only takes one house to find something really good. And unfortunately, I had a falling out a little bit with JJ because I took so much stuff and I ended up throwing almost all of it away. The reason was because it was smelled so bad. Like, I left it outside in my backyard on a table to air out for like 2 weeks. And, I cleaned all of it. There was like a vintage Green Bay Packers shirt that I washed, and that was like the only thing that I could get clean. And so I only sold like that one shirt. And, like a month later, this guy approached me and was like, "Hey, how much money have you made? Can we settle up?" And I told him I didn't sell anything. I threw it all away. And he kind of didn't believe me. He thought that, I
Right.
was selling stuff and then keeping the money. And I was
Yeah.
like, well, why would I ruin this potential relationship, for just a little bit of dollars? And unfortunately, things didn't work out. But if you have somebody like that, like a local realtor or a broker or, an investor who does flip homes, that's the way to get into it. And then you can find people who do commercial buildings too. Like when companies either downsize or upsize.
Yeah.
And you can go in there and like take office chairs and flip them, for $25, $50 on Facebook and things like that. So it's just about building connections. You just have to find the right people.
Yeah. It sounds like a win-win. I don't know if I'd do it for people that wanted a commission. Like, I'm just helping you get rid of stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I'll help clear out some stuff for free, and that's the extent. Like, I don't want to pay you. I don't know. The only consignment or commission deal I have is on those bathroom fans, which I'm actually out of. I need to go back to the warehouse and get some more. But I don't know. I had a person message me on Instagram this week and asked me about a commission or consignment commission split, like what split you should do with consignment. I just don't want to get into that. People are like, "Hey, I've got a whole closet full of clothes. How about you come and clean them all and list them all on eBay and we split the money 50-50?" I'm like, you're out of your mind.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much work that goes into, like, especially clothing. Oh my gosh, dude. No way.
Yeah.
When I started reselling, I offered commission to a couple people just to get inventory. And but luckily the people that I did it with were like friends from high school, and it worked out really good for me. But I just don't like the fact that I have to keep separate spreadsheets because it could take time to sell things. So, you list it and it doesn't all sell in one day. So like you have to keep track for the next 6 months of how many of their items you're selling and then what the
Yeah.
fees are and all that kind of stuff. So
And
like,
returns and
would I still do
headache.
it for the right commission structure? And if it's like high dollar items, yes. Like one guy I've been friends with since middle school and I did it with, and I guess his grandfather passed away or something like that. And he had like 20 pairs of new inbox shoes, like Rockport, Skechers, New Balance, like good brands. And we did like I think it was like a 70-30 spread. So, and they were brand new. So there was no flaws, no cleaning required. I just took nice pictures and they all sold for like 50, 60, $70. So it was a nice commission for me because it was easy to list. But if someone just showed up with like a bunch of like junk from their house and was like, hey, I don't use this stuff anymore, you can list it, I definitely wouldn't do that. So
Yeah. Joey, if you had anybody ask you to sell stuff for them on eBay?
All the time, especially at work. Like they're like, "Oh, I see that you make videos and stuff," and I'm like, "Yeah, I make videos." And they're like, "Would you like to sell some of my stuff?" And I'm like, "Not really. I don't want to have to deal with that.
Yeah. Sell it
And
yourself.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, just what I'll say is
But I
like, put it
do,
on Facebook Marketplace.
yeah. I do think it depends on the item. If somebody's got like, I don't know, a bunch of Jordans and they just don't want to deal with selling them, like, yeah, if it's $200 or $300 pairs of shoes, we might can work out a deal. But I don't know. I've just had like this one guy in my neighborhood offered me, I don't know, he's like, hey man, I got this really nice pair of Dockers men's pants. Do you want to sell those for me? I'm like, no, I don't want to sell them. So I don't know. People, non-resellers, just you see it at garage sales. Like the stuff people think is expensive never is, and the stuff people throw away or put in the free pile is like usually their best stuff. Like, oh, I got an old VCR you can have, but if you want that, I don't know,
pair of Skechers.
pair of Skechers, those are barely worn. Paid 150 for them. I'll take 120. I don't know.
It's what's crazy too is like we're talking about that, and I know we're coming on close on the hour here, or we should be climbing up there, but is thrift stores. Like, and we can talk about this for a little bit if you guys want. If you watched my last video before the flea market video, when I went thrifting with my son Asher, it was an unplanned video, and we just happened to be on our way home, and there were 3 thrift stores. So I was like, let's make a video out of it and have some fun. My thrift stores are getting so overpriced, it's not even funny. You'll see in the video that I didn't pick up much because, like, there are some thrift stores there was one thrift store that was selling a pair of worn men's Salomon shoes, or Solomon, I don't know how you say it, for $70 for a pair of used shoes, and they were worn on the bottom.
Like bald, right?
Yeah, and then like Hoka's, used Hoka's for 40. Yeah, bald like my head.
Yeah.
But I know that's why Joey was laughing in the background. Bald like Drew's head. But it's just insane. And then Salvation Army is, I think they're going to go out of business soon in my area. So they're doing this, like, everything in the store is 50% off. So they're like posting shoes for $39, $49, and then half off is like 25 or 30. And it's still insane for used, worn, Reebok beat up shoes.
That's what me and my girlfriend were talking about. We went thrifting all day. We went to like 7 or 6 Goodwills, and just seeing the prices on things, it should be like men's shoes should be $9.99, women's should be $5.99, and other like electronics shouldn't be any more than $10. Like,
Yeah.
and it just sits there like for weeks. Like, why wouldn't they think, all right, we have it up for 20, let's bring it down to 10, or like, you know what I mean? And like, let's try to sell it and get it out of the store. Like, I
like the thrift stores that have like the date the item was listed. They're like, okay, this was put in the store, put on the floor on January 1st.
Mm-hmm.
On the 15th, it's automatically going to go to 50% off.
Right.
Like if it hasn't sold in 2 weeks at that price point, 50% off. And then if it makes it another 2 weeks, it makes it a whole month, it's going to go to 75% off.
Right.
And at least that way, like you can kind of see items like, hey, I wouldn't pay full price for that, but I would pay half price.
Yeah, I'll
so
wait
I'm gonna
2
come
weeks.
back that day. Yeah, I'll wait 2 weeks. But like, I don't know, some stuff in my Goodwills, like my Goodwills are very cheap compared to what everybody else pays for sure. But still, you can tell, like, I don't know, some people just have no idea what they're doing with prices. Like, I found a PlayStation 2 the other day, like the fat console with no cords at all. No cords, no controllers, and they wanted like $40 for it.
Get out!
I'm like,
you can't even get that for that.
With cords.
That's nothing. The Salvation Army by my house had a Nintendo Wii Fit board for $200.
I found I went at the Goodwill things the other day. I found
behind the glass.
Behind the glass. They don't want anybody to steal it. It's crazy, man. I found 3 Nintendo Wii Fit boards at the bins the other day, and they would probably would charge me like $5 a piece because it was like too heavy to do by the pound. And I remember Hustling Hooks saying that he's selling them like left and right. But I'm like, I just don't want to mess with it, man. Like shipping, because I think he's selling for like what, 50, like with the game, like $50 free shipping.
Mm-hmm.
I think between 40 and 50 with the game. Yes, without the game, it's like $39.99 free shipping. So,
Yeah.
and they're pretty heavy. So you'd
Yeah.
have to. It's going to cost you about $15 or so to ship. But if you can get them cheap enough, it's quick flips. It's like dumbbells. Like I picked up a pair of dumbbells at the flea market this weekend, or at a thrift store. I paid $7.99 for the pair, and they're going for like $45 free shipping. So it's not going to be a lot of profit, but it's going to be a quick flip because the sell through rate is just insane on dumbbells still.
Yeah. You might can check them on Amazon. You might can sell them.
I don't doubt it. They're not the metal ones; they're the neoprene lined ones.
Yeah.
So, but even better for me, for like the women like to use the smaller weights, because they're 10-pound dumbbells, so they're
Yeah.
not like But I can put them in a medium flat rate box and ship them for $12. So 45 minus 12 is what, 20, 28, 27, and then minus the $8 that I paid for them is $19, and then eBay fees. I'll probably net $15 on it, but that's doubling my money on what I spent on them. So it's not bad for a quick flip.
Yeah. Do you guys? I think I'm not 100% sure, but I think the TJ Maxx and Home Goods and Ross, their like annual yellow tag clearance sale is like this week, maybe. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I've seen people talking about it, and I've missed it for the last couple years. I remember last year I went like the week after, and everything was gone. The only thing I found was this set of like Ralph Lauren pillow sham covers. And they were like, one of them was like pulled out of the package, and somebody like pulled it out, looked at it, and shoved it back in there, so it was all wrinkled. And it was like $3. Like the original retail price was like $140, and they were in $3 for it. So I like took it out, folded it back up, and like put it back in there nice and neat. And I bought it $3, and I sold it on eBay. I think I got like $65 for the set.
Nice.
I'm like, man, that's awesome. Like retail arbitrage, like 3 to 65. That's insane,
Mm-hmm.
So I'm definitely on the lookout. I read a blog post this past weekend that talked about the best time to go to those stores, Home Goods, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, is Mondays, because that's when they like get new stuff. Because I've always been on the weekends. Like I always go Friday and Saturday and Sunday, and they're like, yeah, they put out new stuff on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and then by Saturday and Sunday, all the good stuff is gone, and it makes sense. So I'm gonna try to start going on Monday.
I tried doing that last year because I heard that Ross does like mega clearance.
Yeah.
Like I follow this
all
guy.
Ready Set Resale. Like bought like a couple $100 worth of stuff for like pennies, I think.
Yeah, and then there's this guy that I follow on Instagram and YouTube. He's changed his name a couple times, but it used to be LA Thrifter Hunter, and now it's the Ross Boss or something like that.
Yeah.
He's a really cool guy, and he's got a YouTube channel. But his Ross was like, he was finding cleats for like $1.99, Cole Haan shoes for 50 cents.
Yeah.
And like all this crazy stuff. And I was like going to my Ross, and they were pricing stuff higher than what it normally was in January. And I thought, you're supposed to be clearancing out all your stuff. And apparently in my area, they don't do it because it's Orlando and touristy, or I don't know. But I've never had luck with yellow tag or clearance in my area. Well, I'll take that back. When Marshalls and Burlington reopened from quarantine, they did huge sales. And I managed to get a couple things, but I'm very picky with that kind of stuff. With retail arbitrage, because it's a lot more upfront investment and not as high profit margins as garage sales, flea markets, etc. So if you're going to walk into a Marshalls and spend $1,000, you're only going to make $250 net profit. You're not going to spend $1,000 and make $1,500.
Yeah,
but it'll sell faster, more likely, because it's all brand new with tags, but the margins are lower.
Yeah, I don't do the clothing. I mean, occasionally. I don't know. So like last Christmas at TJ Maxx, they had some Tumi bags, like brand new Tumi. There's 3 of them. And I think it was like $250 for one of them, but eBay, there was like one listed for like $4.99, and two sold for like, one sold for like $3.50 and one sold for $2.99. And it was $2.50 in the store. I'm like, man, this is a lot of money to put up for just one item, but I could potentially double my money. Those big ticket items, I don't know, with retail arbitrage, it's going to be a smaller percentage, but if you're willing to put up big money for a big item, that percentage turns out to be a lot of money in profit. I bought some socks for $4 and selling them for $13. So that's not a lot of money. But if you buy something, a $500 item, like I found a North Face jacket one time, and it was original retail was like $5.99, and it was at TJ Maxx for like $2.99. I'm like, that could be a good flip. You know, if you can sell it for full retail or close to full retail, make, you know, $200 in profit. But I don't know. I'm scared. I'm scared to put up that amount of money for one item when I can go to the bins. You know, oh my gosh, imagine what you could get at the bins for
$4.
$300. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why people like Reezy resells are so successful, because their business model is the complete opposite of like me, for example. I'm just naturally, I've always been, you know, cheap, in the sense where like I always try to get good deals on stuff. So I'm always more of like, I'd rather my average sale price be higher than, you know, and have more money in my bank account by buying cheaper stuff than forking over, you know, $10,000 for Nike shoe outlet hauls, you know, and make 1,800 on Amazon, which is great if you know how to do that. But
Yeah,
to me, like to spend 10K to make 2,000, let's say, I'm sure it's more than that. I'm not talking.
that's probably about right. 20%. That's if you're selling on Amazon, 20 to 30% is what you're going to expect.
Yeah. So like I'm not directly talking Reezy's numbers, but you know, just for that as an example, to spend 10K to make 2,000, I can I can figure out a way to make $2,000 by not spending 10K. You know,
Yeah,
I could buy a golf cart and flip it and make 2K. That's what Joey's dad does basically for a living. You know, he buys golf carts for 1,500 and sells them for 3,500.
yeah.
You know, so that's just the way my mind thinks. But you know, Reezy is in a league of his own. You know, he's ungated in everything on Amazon. So
I don't. If you can get to, I mean, Reezy's put in a ton of work over the years for sure. I mean, you've got to get ungated in Nike and Lego and everything that he's ungated in is crazy. But if you can manage that, I mean, he can, like his heaters, the heater video you told me about.
yeah,
I watched
nuts.
40 grand in profit on, you know, going to a bunch of Home Depots and buying heaters.
It's
I saw
crazy.
his Nerf gun video where he bought a bunch of Nerf guns from Target, sent them right back to Amazon, made like $1,500 in 2 days. So
Yep.
he's, like you said, he's in a league of his own for sure. All right, boys. Well, we are getting close to it. I know Joey's got to go to dinner with his family man to the core.
No, it was our, you know, my birthday last week, and then it was my friend's birthday a couple days ago. So we're all going to Hibachi for dinner. So
I'm
Yeah,
Adds
jealous.
up, buy one get one free Panda Express coupon if you want to come with me, Josh. You just got to fly down real quick.
Dude, I love Panda Express. Oh my gosh, favorite food, but hands down. But had fun, guys. Had fun. Enjoy this episode. If you guys are listening to this episode on an Audible or Spotify or some audio format, we appreciate you being here. And if you're watching us over on YouTube or listening to us on YouTube, make sure you go down and hit the like button and drop a comment on this video to help the algorithm. We're trying to build it up to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube.
where are we at right now?
I think we're at like 750, maybe. I haven't checked this week, but I think we're at like 700 last week. So hopefully we're at like 750 or
We
something.
need to hit 1 million. No, I'm just kidding.
Hitting a million. But thank you guys for watching. You're the best, and we'll catch you on the next one.
See ya.